Watcher. So all three rods are out. And I'm at Crystal Lakes, and I'm staying in one of their carp cabins. And it is well cosy. It's got a heater. Look at that bed. There's coffee, there's a kettle, there's enough for 10 cups of coffee. There's a TV, it works. Toilet, there's a toilet block over there where you can go for number twos. It's a fully serviced site, so nice and clean. Cooker, oven. I'll bring a roast chicken next time, or chicken to roast. Water, you just switch this switch here, and the pump pumps it in. We've got lighting, there and there. Ventilation here, loads of storage space, plenty of room to sit, lovely bed. So I've just put out 3 rods, basically real simple. Hold on, someone's at the door.
How do we get on?
Well, I've just literally cast out and I'm just starting to film. So that was Jacob, he's just driving away on his thing. Yeah, so real simple, straightforward fishing technique. Sweet corn, 3 bits of corn on a hair, size 6 quarter choddy on 9 inches of 20-pound main line, and that is connected to a pendulum led setup, which is a running rig setup. Basically you get the ones where you can pull the swivel in and it clicks in, or you pull the swivel in and you put a peg in. I'm using the ones with the peg, but I'm not using the peg, so that basically the lead will slide up the line. And the reason for this is quite simple. It stops the fish from using it as leverage against the hook, of course, shaking its head. The lead will just slide away. If it snags up, the lead will come off fairly easily. It's lightly put on with the back rubber, back sleeve. So yeah, it's real simple, straightforward stuff, nothing complicated. And like I say, a couple of handfuls out there in front of me and to my right. So yeah, tell you about the contours. It's full foot down here, right close in, and then it literally just shelves off to about 10 feet, a rod length and a half out. 2 rod lengths, you've got about 12, 13, going to 14. Halfway across, it's 20. Over there, you've got 20, 25. Over there, you've got like 30 nearly. So you've got sort of varying depths. As it comes up from 25 over there, it comes up slightly and then it goes back down into the 20. And as it goes along there, it shallows up a little bit more. So yeah. So I've basically got these 3 rods at slightly different depths, at slightly different distances, and you only need a couple of meters either side and you'll be either in 10 foot or 14, 15, 16. So yeah. And like I say, just a couple of handfuls of sweet corn on each one. Sweet corn's a great bait for this place. They love it here. I've caught loads of carp on it. It's bright, it's smelly, it's not too much. At this time of year, they're not feeding a huge amount, but a little bit of sweet corn, they'll definitely have that. So I'm hoping to catch a few. We'll see. But the cabin's great. And I'm quite sure that I'll be nice and warm and snug in here. Perfect. Well, believe it or not, that's first breakfast. I have no idea what the time is. Phone's over there, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm hungry. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I went out shopping after I got up. I only had a coffee. And then, yeah, running around and get the kit in the car and drive over here, and suddenly realised I hadn't had anything to eat. So got some bread rolls, got some brown sauce, of course. And what I'll do is I'll chop that in half, I'll flip it, and I reckon that'll fit in there. Can't wait, starving. All I've got to do now is put that together somehow. Better do it outside, I think. It's going to run everywhere. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's what you want. So quiet here, especially when you get a wind that isn't bringing any noise to the road, which isn't that busy, low road, comes from St Ives, so commute times, a few bits of noise coming from it, especially if you've got a western road, of course. Well, it's 3:30, so I've been fishing for about 3 hours now. And not a touch. I was hoping to get something fairly quickly. That would indicate that fish were in the area feeding and what I was doing was working. But no. At this time of year it can be difficult sometimes. And the fish are generally starting to sort of shoal up as well at this time of year, so they're not so spread out. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a number of fish just sluggishly sitting on the bottom, really not moving a lot either. It's difficult to say what the water temperature's like here because I haven't got a thermometer or anything with me. My local lake, it was 9 degrees about a week or so ago, and it definitely went up a degree last week, I should think. With all this sun we're getting, it's certainly going to go up. So things can only get better, of course, but yeah, we're still at the beginning of March, and so this is the reason I came in with sweet corn, something that's easily digestible, sweet, bright. They like it. We're going to eat it all year round. Well, it's 5:45, so another 15-20 minutes. It'll be dark. Dinner's on. I made chicken balti. I'll pop the rice in it. Just do it all in one pan. Makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? It's almost ready. It's only got to be heated through. Lovely. Absolutely starving. Well, it's a waiting game, isn't it? Bait and wait. Let's just hope some of these carp come munching along this margin here. Like I say, I've got 3 rods spaced out, a couple of handfuls, no, not even a couple of handfuls, 2-3 smallish pouches of corn on top of each one. Not a lot, just enough. Like I say, I reckon if we get one run, we'll get some more. But it is getting that first fish. Right. Time for dinner. Well, the bite alarm just went off. Not a carp though. Check this out. I wondered what the hell it was. This dirty great big silver thing. And it's a bream. It's probably about 3-4 pounds. It's a bite. Let's slip it back, shall we? Oh, nice and warm in here, I've got to say. I'll shut the door. It went beep 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 beep. I thought, okay, I'll go out there. Little latch here. It got a bit confusing. But I've done it once now. I hit into it and I was like, oh, that's a roach. And this big silver thing came surfacing, and I thought, my first thought was small catfish, you know, because of the white colour. And then I thought, it looks like an eel. Then I thought it was a bream. So okay. First bite, bream. Let's hope we don't get any more. So rebaited, recast, and put another 3 small pouchfuls on the area, best I could with the head torch. Well, it's 6:15. So I slept last night, okay, woke a few times, and sat here watching the rods. Had another bream about 9:30, so it was 2 bream last night. First coffee, this will get me going. So it rained last night, but it also blew as well. It was really quite windy actually. I was surprised at that. I thought the wind would drop last night. It did sort of towards the evening, just before dark, and then I woke up at about midnight and it was howling. I think that's when the rain came over. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to scan the lake. So, talking about those bream last night, the one thing I did notice was I was nailing them right in the bottom lip. These rigs that I'm using, 9 inches, 20 pound main line to a size 6 quarter choddy, they actually work really quite well, and more often than not you'll nail the fish in the bottom of its lip. You get a nice crank effect with it because of the way the hook, the bent out eye and the line coming out creates a right angle to the shank, and that of course, when the line is pulled, the rig is pulled, the hook does tend to turn because of that crank. So actually very simple, but it works really quite well. Again, experience, you know, I've used all kinds of complicated rigs, etc, etc, that, you know, can take a little while to tie, and using expensive coated braids, chod materials, etc, but this simple rig does seem to work well, does what I want it to catch fish on it. So we've got a cormorant out there, and I have noticed there's been cormorants in this bay on and off since I got here. Now, they're great anglers, cormorants, and they don't waste their time fishing areas that don't have any fish. So, yeah. And also catching those 2 bream does mean that if it's comfortable enough for bream, and it's probably comfortable enough for the carp as well. Oh, there you go, just out there, carp head and shouldered, but that's literally, that's where my bait is, that's where a carp is, so that's a very good sign. Now that's cheered me up a bit. So the sun's coming out. Today's going to be much like yesterday, only the wind, instead of coming from the south, that's basically behind us, is going to be coming from our left, which is the west. And it's going to get blustery now and again. That's going to be a good wind. So we'll see how that affects the carp, and whether or not I move over to that north bank, or whether I stay put. Breakfast's on. going that quite nicely, I think. I'll give it a flip. Make another mess with it. So far, one carp roll over there and one carp down here. So yeah. Well, that left hand rod to fire off again. That was the left hand rod that fired off twice last night with the bream. So I may actually think of moving round, and I'm thinking of putting one over there and getting the spawn out. Got one. Right hand rod, which isn't the rod I expected to go off. Absolutely bent round. And we got not a bad little common. I think that's in the doubles. So, let's get it sorted and get it in front of the camera. Just down from there. Excellent news. Long time. We finally got one. The biggest in the lake. There you go. Got a leech on it though. This fish really lumped around in the deep water out in front of me. It's about 10 or 12 pounds, but it's a carp. It's some pretty good nick as well, actually. A bit closer, there you go. Right, let's slip it back, see if we can get another one. No one's more surprised than me. The right hand rod was bent right round and it was going. Okay, that's a good sign, isn't it? Let's get some more bait on that spot. Get a fresh rig on. Oh, there you go. As I said yesterday, they'll come. I should think there's more than one carp out there as well. I was surprised that it was the right hand rod because, you know, last night it was the left hand rod that was bleeping. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. So fresh rig out, 3 grains on here, and 3 half pouches of corn straight on top of it. Where that duck is. He's scouting around. He saw me put the corn in, come scuttling over. So I'm pleased. We're off the mark. Let's hope we can get some more. Fish was nicely hooked in the bottom of the mouth, bottom lip. That wasn't coming out. It was in good condition, that fish as well. No torn or ripped mouth. Really nice. Probably around a 10-pound mark. But it did half dump around in this 12 foot of water or so in front of me. That's for sure. I always think they're a lot bigger than they are. Time for second coffee.